Okay, now the last thing for you freaks is going to be, we're going to talk about energy pyramids just a little bit, okay? Where's my marker? Right here. Now, with energy pyramids, all right, we're looking at kind of the same food chain, all right? In this one, though, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 levels, all right? At the bottom, our producer, okay, we have the grass. Remember, the grass gets its energy from the sun, so the energy input is from the sun. Okay, the sun puts off a ton of energy. We never use all the energy from the sun. Okay, the plants, the trees, most of the sun energy just bounces off and goes back. Okay, some is absorbed by rocks and other things. So the plants use a certain amount of the sun that comes down. Okay, so I put a number down here to say that the grass, let's say that they have 10,000 calories available to them that they use. Okay, so the grass used that 10,000 calories. Well, what happens is, all right, grass, insects, mice, snake, hawks, they all must use energy to live. They must use energy to hunt. Okay, well, you say, well, the grass doesn't hunt. That's okay, but the grass has cells that are working constantly to keep that grass alive. Okay, so they use energy. Okay, so a lot of this energy for the grass, all right, 90% of the energy available at this level is gone. It goes bye-bye. It leaves the ecosystem, okay? It leaves this system as usage for life to happen. Okay, waste products, movement, eating, sleeping, we're always using energy. Even when we're asleep. Even if we're sitting on the couch, eating potato chips, consuming energy, we're still using energy. Okay? So, 10,000 calories of energy available at this first level. So since 90% is lost, and most of it is lost as heat, okay, that's why you're always warm, you have a body temperature of 98.6, because your body processes produce heat. Just like a car, its engine gets hot. When you burn gasoline, it has a byproduct, and one of those is heat. Most of the gas is burned off, flame, and the flame gives off heat. Okay, same thing here. Given off from body processes as heat. Now let's move on here. The insect is going to eat the grass. But since only 10% of the energy is left from the grass, this level, there's only 10% of the energy that was available to the grass available to the insect. Because it's lost as heat. So I only have 1,000 calories available. These are kilocalories, that's why I put the K. But 1,000 calories available for this insect to use. Now obviously there's going to be lots of insects, okay? But there's lots more grass. Because the grass has more energy available for it to grow. So in essence, I will see a lot more grass on the earth than I can have insects. Because there's more energy available to them to use. Okay? So what we call this is the rule of 10. Which means 10% is passed on, 90% is lost. Okay? So when I move up to the mouse, since the insect has to live and 90% of its energy, okay, 90% of its energy goes. Bye-bye. It leaves the system. So only 10% of these 1,000 calories are available for the mouse to use. So the mouse only has 100 calories available to it. So you get the picture here. So 90% of that 100 leave the system as heat from body processes. And so there's only 10 calories available to the snake. Okay? So then 90% of that leaves the system, okay? And so we only have 1 calorie. Now these numbers are made up, but to get you the picture, we only have 1 calorie available to the hawk. Okay, so if I walk outside, I can see billions of blades of grass just here at the school. Okay, but I may only see 1 hawk in this area flying around at any given time. All right? Because I have enough energy for a ton of grass. But because of the loss of energy from level to level, once I get to the top, there's so little energy available that I'm going to have a lot fewer numbers of organisms at this level than I have at this level. Okay? And everywhere in between. So if I'm talking, let's flip it now. Let's not talk about calories available. Let's talk about actual numbers of organisms. Okay, so let's erase these calories, and let's just say outside I have 10,000 blades of grass. Actual numbers. Okay? I have 10,000 blades of grass. Because of the loss of energy, remember, 10,000 blades of grass can only support 1,000 insects. Okay? And 1,000 insects can only support 100 mice. So I can never have 10,000 mice out there living amongst 10,000 blades of grass. Or 10,000 insects. Okay? A mouse has to eat more than one insect to get its energy because the insect has less energy available. So, I only have 100 mice, 10 snakes, and 1 hawk. So if I'm talking energy or actual numbers of my organisms, they follow the rule of 10. There's only 10% available to the next trophic level. 90% is lost from use, movement, heat, etc. Okay? So let's do some words here while we're talking. Okay, this level's our producer again, this trophic level. Okay? This trophic level is our second trophic level. So our producer is our first trophic level in a pyramid. This is our second trophic level, third trophic level, fourth trophic level, and fifth trophic level. And where people get confused, this is my first level consumer. Okay? My first level consumer is the insect. But it's found at the second trophic level. Okay? It's found above my base of my pyramid, my producer, my autotroph. Okay? So my herbivore is always going to be at the second trophic level. Alright, so these are some of the dynamics of a pyramid, the pyramid of numbers or the pyramid of energy. Alright? So, they follow the rule of 10. 10% is available at the next trophic level. And the reason we can't go up above usually 4 or 5 trophic levels is because we're out of energy. The energy at that point is depleted. Now you say, well, the sun's always constantly adding energy. Yes, it is. But we can only use that amount of energy at any given time. And so it can only support that much producer. And that much producer can only support that many insects. Okay? So when we look at the pyramid, they're going to follow these data. 10%. Okay? Now if I flip it on you and ask you how much energy is lost, or how many numbers of organisms are lost between trophic levels, then we would say 90%. Okay? 90% is lost, 10% is passed on. Okay?